We're live on
now. We're live.
Yeah, we're live on Instagram, so we're here.
Hello, everybody.
But there we go. Now we are live. Yes.
And I wanted to get
there. You go.
There you go.
Right there she is, Miss Peggy Holmes.
I wanted to break right into it, Captain. I mean, I know you've been beating the draft like a dead horse for the last 3 weeks, but I need to know your grade on the Raiders draft this year.
Well, as I've told you before, and I stick by this, draft grades are bullshit right off the bat, because you can see what you got, but you don't know what you got or how the plan goes. That's why the real people that know this know it takes at least 3 years. At least 3 years to get a real draft. At least.
And I'm just talking about from filling the needs. That's what I'm really on.
Right.
Did we fill needs?
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. Are you kidding? Yeah, we felt we didn't go filled. Go ahead.
We didn't go to the hospital wards, Kaiser Permanente, to see who we could pick. We didn't pick guys that are undersized for their positions, right? Yep. I thought from that standpoint, I'd give them a B, because whatever we have, at least is something to start with that actually fits what we need. And Captain, I wanted to start right off the bat, talk about that deep passing game. This is something that's given me a little stomach churning for a little while, because without a deep passing game, I don't care who you have underneath. I don't even care who you have running the football. If you can't stretch that field, you can't keep those safeties guessing. You can't keep those safeties off the line of scrimmage. Your field is shortened to 20 yards. Everybody knows what's coming. And did we look at the free agent list? What was out there for us to acquire?
I mean, that's so last year's news. Last year's or last week's news. We had people that they said, well, they're going to get the guy that the Seahawks got rid of because of the ties to Pete Carroll, and he's not really a deep threat. He's more of a gadget guy. And they were going to say, oh, we're going to get and he got acquired. I think he went to the Texans.
No, he went to Pittsburgh. DK Metcalf went to Pittsburgh, right?
No, I'm not. No,
You're talking about the other guy.
The other guy.
The one.
Yes.
No, we're talking about a receiver that stretches the field, deep speed. That kind of guy.
Right.
I know which one you're talking about, the fossil that's been around for 12, 15 years. I know that one, but about as good as he was, I mean, he's just another Jacoby Myers. He's not giving us enough.
Thank you.
Same thing with Cooper Kupp. It would have been another, we don't need another 20-yard guy. We need someone to stretch that field, and preferably somebody that can make defenses fear. They're doing a good job. They picked up a lot of wide receivers, UDFA. We drafted a speedster. That's frankly the only thing I'm interested in. We got enough slot guys. We got one of the who I believe is the league's best tight end, but he's an underneath guy.
Yes.
He's not stretching our field. We need to get those safeties off the line of scrimmage. And the only way that you could do it is if they respect your deep passing game. Now, what are you thinking about them retaining Trey Tucker? What do you think is going on in their minds?
I think that is a stopgap in case they don't think that Thornton, and that's my guy right there, Thornton out of UT. the guy that is so fast that if you blink an eye and when he goes on a 9 route, you missed him. Okay, because I've seen his speed, and honestly, he was underutilized at the University of Tennessee. Underutilized. I think he's a 4.33 guy. I think maybe a 4.3.
No, that's correct. In the combine,
4.3. Right, and he is 6'5".
Yes, he is. It's a little on the light side, about 200.
Yeah.
Yep, he's about 200 pounds. But once again, just like you started on the top of the show by saying, we don't know if he turns out to be Darius Haywood Bay, hands of stone, or whether he turns out to be Tim Brown. We don't know that. What I do know is nobody fears our deep passing game. That dictates what defenses game plan for and how they play us. And that, to me, handcuffed our offense more than anything else, not having the deep passing option. Since there were no free agents, what did that mean? That means we have to develop our own deep passing option now, don't we?
Yeah. But they went about it the right way, because everybody was saying that we were going to get Ted McMillan, who's going to be that guy, or I think his name was Golden, the kid out of UT. These are very good receivers.
Good receivers, right? That's right. Even the guy from Ohio State, Ekaba. What was his name? Ekaba?
Ekbuka, yeah. And he went to Tampa Bay. And they're talking Tampa Bay because I have to listen to this dribble when I don't have Sirius XM. I have to listen to the dribble that's on local sports talk. And they're saying, like, they got the best 3 receivers in the NFL. I'm like, what? And even the other guy's like, what? And they said, in theory, possibly, because they do have Evans and the other guy's off injured.
Godwin. But see, Godwin is about him being healthy. Okay,
right.
He was on the free agent market, and when they surprisingly re-signed him, I said, "Oh, that's interesting." And then when they drafted the Ohio State wide receiver, I was like,
yeah.
So they're giving Baker all the chances in the world. Look like they want to do track meet. And the Raiders, we've got to get in that mode too. When it comes to going deep, we don't have a true number one. We don't have a guy who defenses fear. Not yet. Not yet.
Well, we have possibly at least one. And I say possibly. No, you know what, Peggy? I'm going to take it back. We have at least one, but he's unproven. We got that guy in Thornton, but he's unproven.
Let's hope he is. We had no choice. We had to develop our own wide receiver. And this gets back to when we're talking about imagining the Raider offense, okay, which is fun to do, right? And getting in Chip Kelly's mind a little bit, okay? You drafted Junty. That means you want to run the football often. That means you have to create gaps, create opportunities. Get them in 4-man fronts. The only way to keep those fronts 4-man fronts is to make them scared, to make them have to deploy everything they have. And that might be another reason why something else I saw, we have 5 tight ends on the roster in addition to Meyer and Bowers. We have 5 more tight ends, 7. Did you see that?
Well,
that was very interesting.
I was looking at the depth, and again, I have the spade up because I knew you're prepared. I said, well, I better at least get up some thing. I'm looking at the BSPN depth chart, right? And so I see only 4 listed, but I know that they picked up a couple more in the rookie tryout thing. So
right,
they got
UDFAs.
Mayor, and then they got some other guys. They got some other
Yeah.
guys.
And see, this gives you
ahead,
a little tiny window into what Chip Kelly's thinking about. Okay. He's definitely thinking about getting those linebackers off the line of scrimmage to give his guy Junty room to run. Okay. And he's also thinking about getting those safeties out of that middle. Okay. And the only way to do that is to make them fear your outside wide receivers. Slots, well, the tight safety has some choices there, but the most thing, get those linebackers and safety off the line of scrimmage. Make them afraid. When they say be very afraid. I'm just, imagining out loud what Kelly must be thinking. But the next thing that we have to go to, if we're talking about the running game, since we've switched, how happy were you that we picked Junty? Or were you? Were you happy?
That's a two-part answer. That's a two-part answer. Okay. Because of the abundance of very good running backs in this draft.
Right.
Having said that, when we picked Genty, I was not happy.
Right.
Because of the other running backs that were in the draft that were available. And I'm like, because the guy I wanted, just like last year, went with the very next pick. Last year,
you wanted Membo, didn't you?
I wanted Membo this year. Last year it was Fuaga. When the Raiders picked Bowers, which was the best pick at the time, and I agree with that, the guy that I wanted last year was Fuaga. He went to the Saints. This year, I wanted Membo, and I was talking to you about Membo on when we had one of the previous talks that we had. And I want this guy. Big, he's strong, and he can move, right? So when they took Genty, I was like, ugh!
Yeah,
I wanted Membo.
And let me say this. I'm with y'all. I'm with y'all 100% on that. I mean, because if it wasn't going to be the BPA, then it had to be O-line. Okay. And that just brings me back to what imagine we're in trying to be in Chip Kelly's mind again, imagining the offense. Raiders don't have any weapons outside of Bowers. I keep going back to people that defenses fear. This just crippled us last year. We had no one that people had the game plan for but Bowers.
Yes.
We needed instant weapons. And I can hear the arguments for the O-line because we're getting ready to talk about them next. But if you've got a guy that can turn a team around instantly, that can be that threat, because even if he hasn't played it down in the NFL, no defensive coordinator in right mind is going to say, it's just Genty. He's a rookie. He's a nobody. Yeah. They're not going to do that. They're going to game plan for that. Okay? Just in case he's as advertised. And that's what Membo could not give you. Okay? That's the argument.
This is, see, we have we're doing the same argument, and I like what you're saying, because, and I did my after draft first show, I said I wanted Membo, and I did not like that pick at that time. And I said, but I got 3 big buts, and yes, I got at least 2 of them on my ass too. The thing is that and I said, I will really, really like this pick if the Raiders address the need to revitalize and strengthen their offensive line in this draft.
We're gonna get to that,
So,
it's too critical. It's too critical not to miss. We're gonna get to that.
Oh yeah. So that's what I said. So now we got a performer, the best running back in the draft by all accounts. Okay, but you saw what Saquon did in Philadelphia with an offensive line. He didn't do that with the offensive line in New York. That is why
he also didn't stay healthy either. He didn't even stay healthy. I mean, he missed two whole seasons, one half season, another whole season. I mean, it's not even a comparison when I look at what he did with the Giants. Plus, the Eagles are better coached, right?
Yeah.
Better talent.
Yeah.
Better offensive schemes. There's other things. People and people that know football out there, you guys out there, you know that it's not just putting an O-line and a running back and just, giving them the ball. There's other things that have to happen, X's and O's that have to start moving things around on the field. And this is why I'm excited about Chip Kelly, because he's a guy that can do that. That's why I start out by saying I want them to be afraid to put more than 4 D linemen on the line, even if they know Junty's coming. Okay? That's going to relieve the pressure, and we got to get to that offensive line. My God, did we do anything about the guard position?
Yes, we did.
What did we do?
We got the guys, and again, Peggy, I know you're pooing this, but take it from an offensive lineman, and that is me. Take it from an offensive lineman. And I think Matt Marinovich said it best, is they value what we got now. Yeah. But that is also
and I don't know. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Let me can I finish? I'm going to do my best. Can I finish? Can I finish? Just like the old guy from Texas who ran for president.
Let's shoot it out. Keep telling me. Educate me.
They have a different offensive line coach who is Pete's son. He is going to be the offensive line coach. He is an upgrade over the schmucks that they had in the system. Obviously, Chip Kelly is an upgrade over the schmucks that they had at offensive coordinator. Okay, Getz, Gonzi, and the Turner twins, even though it's father and son, they got rid of that. They got a valid offensive coordinator in Chip Kelly, and Chip Kelly's son is going to run the offensive line. You have an offensive line coach that knows what the hell he's doing with the offensive coordinator. That's where you got that great
symmetry,
getting things done. So if the guys know who they have and they're saying, okay, this is who we got. We know we got Miller at left tackle, and I know your views on Miller. We've gone over that ad nauseum, so we're going to skip it right now. We got JPJ, but we got Glaze at right tackle. We have capable guards in the fact that we picked up Kappa and we got Meredith. They're capable. They're not all pros. They're not Steve Wisniewski, the guy that I had a chance to shake hands with at the draft, and I got pictures to prove it, but they're capable. But what Steve was what they did do, I got pictures of shaking hands with him. It's awesome because he went out with the crowd. I'll post that. I still got pics I haven't posted yet. But what they did do is they figured out we got to build the trenches as well. You're talking about building the guys who can go deep or building an offense with Kelly. They are building some road graders and guys who can friggin' block and pass protect in Rodgers and Grant. Picks number 98 and 99. And if you still got the draft on your queue, you didn't get rid of it, you're going to see this guy in front of you on picks 99 and 90 or 98 and 99 going balls out happy crazy because I know that we addressed what I was saying that we needed to address. Rodgers and Grant are fantastic players, and they're not starters right now, but
we don't know anything about them.
Well, yeah, we do.
We are hoping that we just like we struck gold with JPJ and Glaze. Who knew?
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
That was by necessity that we had to throw those young guys to the wolves, and they made a lot of mistakes. Okay, but that's what happens when a rookie plays. We have to put up with it. Anytime you have a rookie in the game, even if he's top talent, he's gonna make mistakes. And then there's
Peggy. These guys are gonna they don't have to be thrown in to the wolves right away. They're gonna see, they're gonna experience it. And I said this either last night or the day before, by the end of the year, I project both of them, or at least one of them, to be a starting guard, and maybe the other one will come in and take that guard place as well. So we might have 2 starting guards at the minimum this year with Rodgers and Grant. Now, granted, I can't remember which one's which, but I know that the one guy is actually more of a tackle, okay? And he's going to be the possible, because you notice they haven't given Miller that extension yet. They haven't given him that extension yet.
I don't even know why he's asking after the year he had last year.
Well, Peggy, the point is he's asking because of.
And by the way, all of you all are. I watched. I must have been watching that O-line in a galaxy far, far away, a long time ago, in a far, far away, because I saw nothing stat-wise. I saw nothing strength-wise, technique-wise, and most importantly, chemistry and communication-wise. But Chip saw something. And if I have faith in Chip, then I have to have faith that keeping these guys and teaching them his system, he thinks that's going to give us the O-line that we need. For crying out loud.
That's it.
One quarterback got hurt twice. The other quarterback got hurt, gone for the season behind this great line. But if Chip Kelly says these guys can play, who am I? And oh, by the way, injuries always mean A, you can get injured again, and B, declining strength. But I can take that at every position but my left tackle position. Okay? I can work over and smooth over the rough spots at right tackle, but I can't do it at left tackle. Every one of those guys, including JPJ and Glaze, were overpowered. We only had one game with a 100-yard rusher. When's the last time that ever happened to the Raiders? Even in our worst years. I let you talk.
Okay.
Y'all are glorifying this. The only thing that pulls me out of this spiral about our O-line, Chip Kelly says they're okay.
Yeah.
He can teach you how to play. And he damn well better be right. For Geno's sake, because Geno ain't 24, he's 34. Okay? And for Junti's sake, he had better be right. Okay?
Well,
and yes, I like the additions, but they're rookies.
And I didn't say they were starting right away. So
I hope they do start right away. Good for them.
No. Listen to me, please. A lot of what the progress in the offensive, because we're talking reimagining, right? Is we got guys who can actually call plays. Okay, we don't have guys that are going down in the sand. Say, hey, you're the bottle cap and you're the straw, like they did in that movie with Robin Williams and what they got guys. Yeah, they got guys who can call the plays, and they think that these guys can execute. They got Genty who can run. They got the receivers that can hang on. Obviously, Bowers and Myers. and Thornton and Besh, and we haven't even gotten to Besh yet, right?
Yeah, we don't even know about Besh and Thornton. We do know Myers, right? We do know Bowers. Those two. We do know they can at least get free.
Yeah.
Poor little Tucker couldn't even get open. He couldn't even get off the line of scrimmage, poor little thing. He's a little on the tiny side, is he not? But again, it's Chip Kelly. If he's bringing me a real wide receiver coach that can teach these guys what they need to know, we got to have faith in that. Again, it's just imagining what's in the mind. Chip, you better be right about that O-line. I'm going to hold you to it. And if I see Dante Parham get pushed back into his quarterback one time, I'm going to scream. Colt Miller, if I see you one more time, pushed back so far that your quarterback can't even cock his arm back to throw, because there you are right under him. I'm hoping I don't see that, right? Chip knows.
Hey.
I better not see that. They were physically dominated by average defensive lines. Okay? And yes, people did throw the kitchen sink at them. They did have a lot of six-man fronts. But why is that? We started off at the top of the hour talking about no deep game. You got nothing for them to fear. Yeah, there was nothing for them to fear. They didn't fear our passing game.
We've addressed the passing game and again, other than the deep guy Thornton, who I mentioned, we've addressed the passing game by getting. And you talked about how we have like 7 tight ends in camp now. We probably have.
Chip got something on his mind. I don't know what he got on his mind, but it's something exciting.
They also drafted 3 wide receivers, plus picked up some more UDFA. So there's going to be a whole weed out in the offensive room, the wide receiver room, the tight end room. And by the way, I don't think you're talking about you seeing Dante Parham getting pushed back in. Yeah, there's a bad joke.
Oh, it was ridiculous. You need to sit in a film room for a day to see how atrocious the technique.
He's probably not even going to start, Peggy. It's probably going to be Kappa and Meredith, because Parham is light in the ass. He's not the big guy that you need. I believe it's going to be Kappa.
But he didn't get cut like James.
Yeah, well, that's because
they must think he's of use to them.
No. He's a backup center. That's why he didn't get cut. He's the backup.
Well, that's fine. And that's like I said, the only way you can not, put your nose like this for that O-line is because Chip Kelly says they're okay. And I say to Chip, you better be right. You had better be right. Your quarterback's health and your running game, your running back's health, and the running game itself, as well as the deep passing game, is so totally dependent on those guys being able to play like they're pros. I'm not asking them to be great. We didn't have a pro O-line last year. I don't care what I don't care what the stats say, I don't care what PFF says. All I know is people got hurt. We had no 100-yard, only one 100-yard runner. We were 31st in rushing. But Chip says they're okay. Chip says they're all right, and I got to go with that. And we don't even need to talk about Chip with Brock Bowers. Can you imagine it, Captain? Now that we have a real offensive coordinator, the things that Bowers can do.
But you're burying the lead on the other thing. People forget that the draft before then, we picked up the top, or okay, Laporta was, but the top rated tight end out of Notre Dame by the name of Mayer, okay,
Right.
who was underutilized and then had some issues that he had
Well, I mean, he missed half the season.
Wait a second. Yes, he missed half the season, and mental health is great when you have it finished, okay? So he got better because he came back, and now he's ready to compete. So now you got Bowers and Mayer that they can actually run real 2 tight end sets like I was screaming at the beginning of last year before
we have
Mayer
the offensive coordinator now.
Thank you. We got the right guys and the right personnel to run 2 tight ends that can do it successfully. And that is the reason why don't sleep on Mayer having a great year as well, because he wants to come out and prove something, and I think he will. So we got the right coordinator with the right personnel, the offensive line being coached by Carroll's son, which is definitely an upgrade over the schmucks that he had. We got guys to fill in and are building for the future in 98 and 99, and Grant and the other guy, I can't remember his name.
Rogers.
Yeah, Grant Rogers, right? So that is the upgrade as well. And by the way, and Sharisa Salah Khan said it immensely. Said Geno Smith behind, I think he was the 29th rated offensive line in Seattle. They were ranked the 29th rated, and he brought him within 1 game of being a playoff contender with a shitty line.
But better coaching than certainly better coaching than we had.
Well, but the thing is that now we got better coaching, and now we got better personnel, and now we can do that with a better quarterback and a running attack. And I do agree with Sharif here. If he can get a crappy Seattle team this close to the playoffs, I'm not saying we're going to be in the playoffs, but we're going to be immensely better. We're going to be double better than we were last year. We won 4 games last year, and I said, I think that this is a minimum 8-win team. They better win at least 7, because that's my line. They better win with 7. And for all you people that are saying, and I know that you want it now, but I still have a building up.
And I think developmental thing. I mean, everyone that understands the game knows that chemistry, timing, all those precision point things, defense and offense takes time to develop. Communication, right? But the thing that everybody else around the league had, well, not everybody, people just short shrift the tremendous value added of good coaching. It's a simple thing, but it's something that is so vital to imagining an offense and getting an offense to function correctly and properly, getting the timing down, keeping your people healthy, keeping your people seeing that they can win. Coaching, okay? And that's something we didn't have, which brings me to the quarterback room, okay? Before I start talking about defense, I want to talk about that quarterback room. And, during the draft, I have other POVs about what happened with Sanders, okay? But one thing I knew before any of this started, no way Chip Kelly picked Sanders. I don't even know why people were even thinking it could happen. Sanders is not Chip Kelly kind of quarterback.
Thank you. He's not a Chip Kelly.
Chip Kelly, arm, strong, 6'4", corn-fed. You know what I'm saying? Carson Wentz. I mean, you gotta imagine, think about that. I like the pick, although I was really surprised, Captain, weren't you? Why did he pass on his boy Will Howard? What do he know? What does he think? I
think actually that this was where that guy that we don't like to talk about that's been a quarterback for a second or three in the NFL said, and he rated his scores with Chip Kelly. And he said, for what we got, I think that Miller has more upside than Will Howard. Mm-hmm. And since Miller will at least fit the bill for what Chip Kelly wants, I think that they took that advice, because I was waiting on Will Howard and in about the 4th or 5th round, and I think he went sixth. I think he went sixth round to the,
but I was really surprised, because one thing Howard has that Miller doesn't have is knowledge of a Chip Kelly offense.
True.
Okay.
But remember,
I mean, you can't beat that kind of experience for a rookie.
True.
Anyway.
But remember, Cam Miller was one of the people that they actually brought in on the rookies coming into, to meet the team type of thing. I'm sure that had he blown that interview, they would have taken Will Howard. Had he blown,
it's about the skill set. Do they fit my scheme? I mean, people, everybody's trying to make the interview like the all be all and all, no, it's about the skill set. Do they fit my scheme? That's why I knew we were safe from Sanders.
Yeah.
I
knew.
The thing is,
like, that Cam Miller, who's out of quarterback. Remember how Penn State used to have linebacker U? North Dakota State is now quarterback U, like it used to be for USC. The Cam Miller with Carson Wentz, with Trey Lance, even Easton Stick. And I know that people forget that he actually went to North Dakota State as well as the backup to the Chargers. They make quarterbacks there in that program, SCS. They know how to do it. Their staff is good. And Miller, who has the intangibles up here along with the physicality, to me, that was a Tom Brady saying, this is the guy that I think will fit your system. And they probably went back and forth on this. Again, this is conjecture, but this is that, okay, who do you like? Who do we like? I think that this is what we should go. And I think that was that they said, okay, we're going to take Miller. And I'm actually very happy that they took Miller. When they missed out on Will Howard, I was like, ooh, who are they going to get?
I was concerned because Chip knows that boy better than anybody else, and he passed on him. Okay?
But see, that
so I'm thinking the Steelers are messed up again.
Well, the other thing is that might be an indictment on Will Howard. If your own coach passes on you.
Yes. That was pretty rough to take. Yeah. But and just like with the Tommy Malone pick, okay, the boy out of is he the one out of North Dakota?
No, North Dakota State is Miller. Montana State was Mallet.
It's Montana. All I know is that he's that Taysom Hill kind of guy, except that he's not even a Taysom Hill type of guy, because he's not. Don't say Edelman to me. You're trying to say Edelman.
Yes.
He's not
Edelman.
We'll see.
Because Edelman is a very slight built guy. You've seen Julian Edelman. He's slight built, but he was a quarterback in college. He's not big. Taysom Hill is a big boy. He is.
Yeah, he is. But I was thinking about his use, how he's going to be used in an offense. Okay.
But I think that Mallet really does equate more to Edelman, because Taysom Hill will take some snaps. I don't think Tommy Mallet is going to take any snaps unless that maybe they have a 1 or 2 gadget plays where they have him in there. But I don't really think he's going to be behind center at all. He's going to be going out and weaving and getting the catches, because he is, pardon me, he is going to be that. He's projected wide receiver. He has the capabilities to running gadgets, but I don't think he's going to be running as many gadgets, at least this year. They probably want to see what they got with him. Because if you want to talk about it,
I just don't see him in anything but the slot right now.
Yeah,
and that's by the way where they've got him. And I'm thinking, you know, him making a team. I mean, we've got Myers. He could probably back up Myers. He's a nice little toy, I guess, for Chip to play with, you know. And again, because we have a brain now at offensive coordinator. Now let me move on to AOC. You see, if I'm AOC, I'm talking to my agent. I'm talking to my agent right now. Get me out of here. I would have said that to my agent at the end of the season. This franchise, just like they did with Derek Carr, and I'm going to say this up front, they just didn't do him a solid. Okay? They just, and the same thing happened to Minshew, who, oh, by the way, if he's garbage, how come Andy Reid picked him up?
Oh God, okay? I want Minshew in a Kansas City Raider game because he's going to get his ass kicked.
And I watched film of Minshew in Indianapolis. What was the difference? O-line.
Yeah, an offensive line. Yeah.
Weapons. Mm-hmm. You see, AOC has had none of that. Been here 2 years, going into his third year. O-line, weapons, coaching. There's a cult among football fans out here that think quarterbacks are water walkers. They're Jesus on the sea. Fish on the right side, and you're going to catch all the fish, okay? Healing the lepers, turning water into wine. You cannot function properly at the quarterback position unless you have O-line, good coaching, weapons. And let me add a running game to that as well, okay? There is not a quarterback that's ever been born, and I dare you to show me one who was missing all four of those things that did anything. If I'm AOC, get me out of here. These people, they messed up my career, just like they messed up Derek Carr's career. O-line, coaching. He had 2 of the 4. He did. At least he had an O-line and coaching. Excuse me, O-line and weapons. But he didn't have the coaching, and he didn't have such of a great running game. So there's a cult of people out here that think my quarterback's got to put the team on my back and rise above those deficits and still play good, or else he ain't crap. And I get so upset when I hear that. This young man, AOC, just never had a chance. I'm hoping that Chip sees something in him. Maybe he will. But Gino is the starter captain. You do agree with me, right? None of them are competing.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And Peggy, I got a slam. You might not know the rules on my channel, but AOC is the skinny bitch in New York. AOC 12 is our backup quarterback. I'm just saying. I have to say that because I get on everybody about that. AOC. Did
I say AOC? Oh yeah. Oh, I know who you're talking about now. I don't even know who you're talking about. Everybody's thinking about that woman. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. I mean, really, you know, it doesn't even matter. All politicians are garbage. All of them. Yeah. Okay.
If I hadn't said anything, they would have said, well,
somebody might mistake her putting on pads coming on the field. Wearing high heels.
They would have said that I was being soft on you because I get on everybody's ass about that. That's the only thing that I said.
Well, and that's it. It's okay because they're all trash. Every last one of them.
I get it. Okay? I get it. It's a personal pet peeve. But I agree with you to
high heels and everything. Yeah.
12, God forbid, if if Geno has to miss a game or a play or a series or two, okay, I think that he will do just fine here. And I'm not sure if because he's on that last year of his contract. Okay. Maybe he will go to an agent. I'm pretty sure he is.
He needs to get out of here. The Raiders will mess his career up. They will mess his reputation up. Like they tried to mess Minshew's reputation up. Minshew knows he's a good quarterback. The rest of the league knows he's a good quarterback. The only reason he looked like trash here is because he had nothing to work with.
He did
nothing. Okay, you cannot throw a guy out there like that.
Well, I think that their quarterback room, and we're getting back to point on the quarterback room. The quarterback room is solid because you got the starter in Geno Smith, you have a very capable backup with AOC 12, and you have a guy who can be groomed in Cam Miller. And the one thing that I will say that the GM said. And I found out about this, and I didn't even realize. He goes, it's a good idea to pick a quarterback every year in the draft. It's a good idea to keep picking a quarterback, because one of these days you're going to hit it. And if Miller isn't it, go ahead, hon.
I want to move to defense because I haven't got as much time as I'd love to have. What's story on Wilkins? I keep hearing he's not going to be back till mid-season or something. Christian Wilkins.
You hear more than I do because I haven't heard
that. I heard that the foot rehab isn't going quite fine. They got him penciled in starting at DT. We waived Matthew Butler. We waived Bernie. Linebacker Bernie, who got picked up by the Titans, by the way, and that defensive lineup, there's a lot of new guys on, a lot of new faces. Okay,
well, right now, it is Sharif. We know you don't like Tom Fiasco. Okay, I get it. Your biases are showing. Okay, your biases.
Well, I'm with him on that. Don't even.
Jason. That's why I put it up there. I said, go get him, Peggy, because I know your views on Tom.
And
Wilkins, though.
Telesco is another guy that was tricked by the Raiders. So let's not even, I would have trusted him a lot more, but let's talk about all these new faces on defense.
Yes,
linebacker. We've got a full linebacker room. We drafted one, right? 7th round. Yeah. But for instance, guys like Eichenberg can't stay healthy. Gaynor can't stay healthy. Let me talk about it. It's unfortunate, I'll say some prayers and light some candles for you. But the fact of the matter is the best ability is available.
Yep.
I don't care why you were gone. Okay. I know that for that particular time, you could not help me. Okay. That's the way a coach has to look at it. Till this guy's ready to go, he can't help me. Right. But we've got a lot of guys out there. I was sad to see some of the people go, but on the other hand, for instance, Bennett, what are you thinking, Captain? Make or break year. I'm thinking the same way. The boy got to stay healthy.
Yeah, and if he does stay healthy, that is our guy. I was actually kind of wondering, as we were talking about this the other night, is that who are going to be our starting corners? And I'm looking at what I got on BSPN. Yes, I said that correctly. BSPN is we got Bennett at the one corner, and they had Stokes, the guy that we picked up from the Packers, as the other starting corner. And I'm wow.
And I'm pretty sure that's the way it's going to look opening day. I'm very sure of that.
Remember, NFL stands for not for long.
Yeah.
Just like my boy. What was his name? The country coach. NFL stands
about? Oh yeah, Jerry, the one down in the Falcons coach.
Yes.
I know who you talk about. The Falcons coach. He was a colorful one. I love him. Him and Bum were my boys.
Oh yeah, you can't beat humor like that.
I love me some Bum Phillips. But anyway, got a new face at starting safety. I mean, strong safety. Jeremy Chin, another pickup. Free agent pickup.
And I like that. I like that because the guy can hit and he can get in the box, and he was everything that Trayvon Merrick was at the end of his tenure. He's already there now. He's already there now. I like Merrick, but he wasn't worth what he was being picked up for. He's not worth all that coin.
Well, you know, here's the dilemma when you're looking at talent and evaluating talent. And I do a lot of this. Do you prefer a guy that's finally the light bulb went on and his trajectory is going upward, or do you rather have a guy who's already up there and then only can decline? You know what I'm saying? When you're talking about a guy who's finally the light bulb went on. It took Merrick 2 years, but it did come on.
It did come on.
And then he actually turned into a team leader. And I mean, his trajectory is going up. You may not think he's worth the money he got paid, but to a team like Carolina, that's where he went, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
either Falcons or
he's
Carolina.
Playing better and better every year. Okay, his trajectory is just going upward. You don't know where his ceiling is right now. The guy like Chin, I know where his ceiling is. He's been playing a few years. I'm hoping that he could push that ceiling, right, for us. I feel confident. How confident you feeling about Graham coming back with Pete looking over his shoulder?
Well, but see, that's the other good thing. Graham had this defense working well, and the part, it's like the old commercial, the pieces, parts, pieces. They worked when they had all of the pieces, parts together. When guys went out, and they were talking about and I wanted to re-sign Caleb Chason, but the Patriots again did the same thing. They overpaid for talent. Now,
but seriously, when have you seen the Patriots overpay for anything? This is new.
They finally got the memo that you need to pay for shit. Okay, because Bill Belichick, not even Belichick, Bill Belichick is not in there anymore.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, that has to be the difference. But by the way, I'm pretty excited about our little draft picks, our little defensive tackles. You know how I love defensive tackles. I want everybody to keep their eye on Pegways or whatever.
No, that's our fullback, Peggy. That's our fullback. In short yardage, that is our fullback, because at Mississippi, he either was the William Refrigerator Perry getting the ball, or he was leading the Mississippi running back into the end zone. Pegas is a two-star guy, because not only is he a load in the middle, but he can come in and play offense and be that guy that comes in and pops that open the hole or grabs the ball and runs you over. He's a lot bigger than any other fullback that you'd ever seen, other than, when they would have Chris Jones for the Chiefs. But he's our answer to that, and he's dynamic. I think that he's going to be. It's the DTFB, defensive tackle fullback on the team.
Well, and the other part of that is that just screams athlete, pure athlete. And see, when I see a guy like that, I can teach him things. I'm excited about him. All of my South Carolina people tell him, Watch Tonka. They love him down there in South Carolina.
Yeah, they do.
I kind of think he's a little undersized. He needs to put on at least 20 pounds, if you ask me. But, I mean, the day of the 280-pound defensive tackle in this league is gone. You feeling me, Captain? Not 280 more. Reminds me of Carl Mecklenburg. Remember Mecklenburg playing defensive tackle at 230 pounds, Captain? Oh, my, had the league changed. Can you imagine?
And that's why Carl Mecklenburg found his way out the linebacker, because they figured it out.
Well, the other part is, and that's also why he isn't in the Hall of Fame, people just keep remembering those Super Bowls where he was completely neutralized by those heavy offensive lines. I mean, he was just the Redskins destroyed him. But Tonga needs to put on maybe about 20 pounds, you think? He's 286 right now. I like his height, but 286 is a little light for tackle.
Little light in the ass. Yeah. So you need to put on some weight.
Yeah. But I'm excited about those two guys as far as in our draft. I don't know much about Porter. There were some of my gurus were really excited when we picked him. They said good. You know, he's gonna be a good. They say he's a good one-on-one guy. They say he also is a little bit of a ball hawk and a good tackler.
Yeah, and the one thing that you forgot about Porter is that we missed out on Hunter, but we got one with Porter. Porter, went and was a wide receiver for several years before they threw him on the other side of the ball, and he's a decent to aspiring cornerback, like I said, ball hawk. But he's only going to get better once he learns the position under him. And if the Raiders want to have that, remember when Seawood did it for like the first 1 or 2 years when he was a Raider. He would play defense. He'd come in on special plays. Again, we're talking. Peggy's
package guys.
Peggy's, for the fullback. And thank you there, Jason Dean. But yeah, they can have option on him there. So yeah, we got guys with gadgets. We got Peggy's. We got Porter. We got Tommy Mallet. We got multifunctional players that are football players and are dynamic football players.
Yeah, and again, when I asked you at the top what you would grade this draft, I wasn't speaking of they're going to do this and that.
Oh, I know.
It was about filling the need and the quality of the guy. I mean, I love that we picked some athletes. I like that.
Yes.
We couldn't find an athlete to save our lives when McKenzie was here. I'm just going to say it out loud.
I'm going to say this, the only good thing that Marbles McKenzie did was that he got us out from cap hell. That's the
you could have hired KPMG for that. Pete Marwick. You could have hired a big data accounting firm for that.
I got you.
But the thing is,
but he did it.
It just seems.
I'm gonna say like Maverick said in the movie. I feel the need for speed. We got speed and power and young guys that are getting in for this draft with Thornton and all the rest of them. So my grade was actually, I gave this an A- on the draft.
Good for you.
Overall,
I think, but that's a deserving grade. And by the way, now we have the coaching. What are you going to bet? And this is going to be my walk-off comment because I'm afraid I have to go. But what are you going to bet that in the back of Pete Carroll's mind, he's not thinking, I want to do Legion of Boom 2. 2.0, right? Legion of Boom 2.0, okay? And it's got to be somewhere in Pete's mind, don't you think? We're imagining things,
Yeah. the other thing is that we actually have the Allegiant of Boom. So we can call it Legion of Boom 2.0, or we can call it the Allegiant of Boom. Works both ways, but Pete is working that. He's working with big, strong, fast D-backs, just like they had with Cam Chancellor, just like they had with Richard Sherman and all the rest of the guys. I forget all of them, but that they were big, strong, fast, and they can hit and they can cover. And that's why all these little guys, like, and I loved him when he was here. Was it Robinson, who was all of like 5'10", could cover, but he needed a step stool to go and like
exactly get to the ball. And wait a minute, I have a lovely picture. I know who you talk about, the one who went to Detroit. Okay, the little tiny one that went to Detroit. Robertson, right? And I have this picture of him making a leap. He must be at least 6 to 10 inches off the ground in Green Bay. I don't know if you remember, game-ending play where he intercepts the ball in the end zone. He must have been at least 10 inches above the ground. I swear to God, I have this picture that just shows you. Oh, yeah. But see, Pete's also looking for something else. He's looking for all the things you said, Captain, but he's also looking for smart guys who anticipate, not react. Okay? Yep. And wait a minute, I didn't see if Diablo ain't nowhere to be. The Diablos of the world finds, statistical mountains, statistical resumes, but I need a guy who's already in that hole because he knows that's the hole. I think that's what we're gonna miss with Spillane, by the way. But to me, he's old news because I think Pete is trying to create his own Legion of Boom. Anyway, it's wonderful talking to you. Gotta go sit with my New York City cops tonight. It's law enforcement week, so I bid everybody adieu, and thank you so much for coming and listening to us. Talk to you soon, Captain.
Thank you there, Miss Peggy. And it's not a great show without Miss Peggy here. I am staying here. Peggy's going out with her Legion of Blue from New York. Who's in town, and we're going to miss you. You take care. Have a great night out. Tell them I said hi. But I'm going to stay here, folks. So if you want to talk about anything else, I'm still here. So thank you, Peggy. Have a wonderful night out.
Bye.
Bye-bye. There it is. There it is. Great. And again, it is. I wanted to have this show for a bit. And I want to check out Piano. Do y'all thing. Bet on the Chargers. Luke's in the world. Join the light side. We go into the postseason. Hopefully get to the Super Bowl. There's only one team standing at the top. Okay. Well, Piano Man, obviously, now I know who Piano Man's team is. And thank you for being here, brother. It's been a couple times where you popped in on the show. And again, I don't mind opposing teams being in here because it says something when you are a Charger fan and you're sitting in on a mostly Raider broadcast. Especially tonight, it's all about the Raiders. And thank you, Piano Man, for being here. And I've had other people like Biggie Bronco comes in here, and we've gotten to a true standard where he doesn't affect me anymore because now I know where his game is. But the fact is that we got other people in here that are talking about the Raiders and what's going. Yeah, and Meek is a hell of a player, and we did miss him. But the fact is we are getting those bigger, stronger, lankier, quick twitch guys who can hit and tackle. And that's where, and it wasn't that Jason Dean was talking about DeCamarion Richardson is probably going to be a lot better this year. And I think that maybe if DeCamarion Richardson shows up that Eric Stokes, who's going to be that filler at the beginning of the year, pardon me, projected to be one of the corners. But I think DeCam Richardson would probably overtake him. And you got somebody like Mello Dotson, who's going to be a man, a player, definitely a good nickel guy for sure. Because you got at nickel, you got Darnay Holmes, who can probably start if Stokes doesn't do his job. Sam Webb, we all know about Sam Webb's capability, and the one name that I like is Greedy Vance, who's projected right now as 4. I think he might be moving up too. We got players here, and it's been a while since we've had players with smarts and athleticism. And like Peggy said, and I agree with him, we didn't bring in anybody from the MASH unit this year. We drafted players that weren't hurt. When was the last time you can say that? I'm your arch rival. We complete each other, just learning Raider 101, doing Jim's dirty work. Okay, well, there you go. Hey, you're welcome anytime, Piano Man. You are welcome anytime. And when I do shows and it's all me, you can come in on camera. So I'm putting that out to you. You can come in on camera. Now, there are people like this, and I bless him, Matt Marinovich. Matt Marinovich is a constant comments guy. That's his job on this show. He's he's like 99% of the time he's here, but he's in the comments. He's doing perceptive, insightful comments. And then there are people like Jason Dean Hunter right here, who is both in the comments and on screen. So, Piano Man, you can come in anytime that you are ready to do that. Watch Raiders pads and not Karen, just because of say Pop-Tart. Sometimes it's just trash talk part of the game. Football. Yeah. And I was going to say, I don't like your choices in. I will say this though. Pat McAfee and Colin Cowherd, specifically Colin Cowherd. I've met Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee went by me at the draft in Detroit, and he's like, "Hey, Pirate, good Raider Pirate," and I'm like, I know that voice, and he went by me, and I didn't get a picture with him because he was trucking, because he knew if he stopped, he would get inundated with pictures. But my buddy got a picture with him. But he's a different serving. But Colin Cowherd, Mike, I cannot stand Colin Cowherd. Cannot stand Colin Cowherd. Oh, Cap, be careful what you wish for. Well, we'll see. Thank you. Colin Cowherd is scum. Oh, and again, if he wants to come in on camera, we'll do it another time. But we'll let him work for it. And yeah, Meek was signed quick. Yeah, Steve the Luna, good to see you, brother. And everybody that's here. Comment of the day. Meek is dangerous like Flint water. It was oh, there we go. So we got some turn off the Cowherd. It's fucking cool, right? That's pure content. Yeah, on the field, just like the kid. Okay, I got you. I would inform the captain who is on deck of the. Oh, I got you. And yeah, he is entertaining. He is entertaining. So because we're going to hopefully be joined by the man who, if you need a dose of positivity, and knowledge, we're gonna bring you that in just a second. We are hopefully we'll be joined by my boy Jason Dean Hunter, aka Raider Demon King. So let's put that up there, and hopefully he'll be in here. And because we were talking about what we needed and what we don't have and all those things. So I think that like we were telling, what did we need and what did we get? What did we need and what did we get? And again, we have a need for the cornerback opposite of DeCorian Bennett, because again, Jack Jones is gone. And Matt reminds us he helped a bit, but I mean, Jack Jones was aight. He was aight. But we need somebody with that doesn't make business decisions. And yes, that was a crack right from the former head coach, Antonio Pierce. That was the best thing I liked about Antonio Pierce, seriously, was when he made that crack. He was talking about Jack Jones. He was talking about Jack Jones. Oh, okay. Thanks, Bjorn. You get if you're saying I'm giving you good stuff, that I'll take that as a positive. I'll take that as a positive. No further review needed. Are you ready for your close-up, Mr. DeMille? I see your eyes. There you go. Are you ready for your close-up? Because I want to see the wicked smile. There you go. There's the wicked smile. We are joined by Jason Dean Hunter, a.k.a. Raider Demon King. First off, how you doing in Texas tonight, brother?
I'm good, Cap. The Yankees are blowing out the Mets, which is awesome. I'm not a Knicks fan, but I hate the Boston Celtics that much that I hope to God the Knicks beat them tonight and end them. So it's a good night so far.
Yeah, and I like
and
the fact that
SmackDown is on.
Beating the Phillies. It's better for my Phillies when the Mets lose. So there you go.
How you doing?
Go ahead, brother.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I've been wanting to do a show with Miss Peggy because people are saying, well, when are you going to have Peggy on again? When do you have? I said, when we have something to talk about. And
I love Miss Peggy. She's so knowledgeable, and she don't sugarcoat anything. Like I don't agree with everything she says, and exactly like she don't agree with everything I say, but it's none but love for her. Yeah. It's all respect. You know, yeah. I'm not always right. You know, I don't claim to always be right, and I'll always, accept it when I'm wrong. But we're going to the Super Bowl. I'm right.
You didn't say what year, so you are correct.
There you go. There you go. But yeah, talking about the draft, I loved our draft. I thought we hit a lot of different things that we needed. I know a lot of people out there wanted Shador. A lot of people wanted Armand Menbu. And the reason why in my draft that I did with Savage and Asylum, I had Menbu because there was a lot of talk that the Cheatriots were going to take Ashton Genty. And I'm glad they did because he looks very good. He looked very good at Ricky Minicamp. A few of them really did look good. Jack Besh looked good. The kid looks a lot bigger than his measurables. Dante Thornton Jr., he looked good. And like I love Darian Porter. I think Darian Porter is going to turn into be a fantastic corner because to me he's Richard Sherman 2.0. Maybe not as brash, but he's a lot faster. Sherman was a really good cover corner, but Porter can run with everybody. He'll stay in the hip pocket all day. And he's got that length as well, former receiver. I really liked that pick a lot. And I like the two quarterbacks. Tommy Mallow, who's going to be our Julian Edelman 2.0, and he's faster than Julian Edelman. And I think Cam Miller might have something. Now, I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for this, but if the greatest quarterback in the NFL says that this kid has something, I got to somewhat believe it, I think he knows what he's talking about a little bit when it comes to quarterbacks. He was that guy, he was that low pick and he turned into the GOAT. But I think Cam Miller is he might do some things. We'll see him in the preseason, see what he's capable of, and I'm pretty excited for the season to come. And we do play the Sparklers the first week, which that's cool. Or not the first week, I'm sorry, the second week. And it's I think a Monday Night Football, is it? Is it Monday night we play them? Yeah, that's cool. We get the Cheatriots week 1, and we get to beat on Josh McDaniels' offense, which is awesome. It's gonna be a game. We're gonna have a lot of competitive. I think we're gonna be competitive in every game this year. I think that's what I think. I mean, I'm, you know me, Cap. I think we're going to go 17-0 every year. But I realistically, I mean, anything above 4 wins is good. I don't see like a 6-win season successful, but you know, it's 2 wins more than last year. But to me, it's not. I a 10-win season, possibly. You never know. The ball could bounce our way a couple times. We don't know that. You know, last year the Queefs were 15-2, and they got all the breaks. You know what I mean? So this year, I don't think they're going to get so many breaks. You know, they still could win 12 games, but we're gonna compete this year. I think our defensive line is going to be the strength. And I'm excited that we got Jalen Smith back. Go Irish! I'm so happy he came back. You know, and he came and he impressed in rookie camp, and they signed him. So I'm pretty happy about that. I want to see what Devin White has. You know, maybe he'll come back and maybe he'll go. If he's half of the form that he was back in the day, I'm okay with that. You know, Elandon Roberts is a thumper. He's not really good at pass coverage, but you know who else wasn't really good at pass coverage? Robert Spillane. And he kind of worked out for us a couple of years. So, yeah, our defensive backs, like not our safeties. I think our safeties are going to be good. Trey Taylor is going to have a come out. I think Trey Taylor should get his shot. And I was talking to one of my buddies, and they brought this up too because like we met Trey a couple times because he's from down here in Texas. And what about Trey Taylor in the slot? He threw that out there, and Trey Taylor played slot at Air Force too. So, you know, it's possible. You never know. But I think we're going to have a very good team this year. I think we're going to be very competitive in every game. I see Brock having another good year. Michael Mayer coming back. You know, I think Michael Mayer is going to do his thing this year. I think he's going to be back, you know. And just like Reeve said in the chat, when we drafted Brock Bowers, that kind of got into Mayer's head. It happened at Notre Dame to him. But hopefully he got some help, you know, and he's ready to rock and roll. You know, I'm pretty excited about it. And JJ Pegues, that's how his name's pronounced, Pegues, and he's going to be something. He could be that short down back on the goal line, the fullback. What I want to call it, not the wild cat, but the wild bear. That'd be nice. That'd be pretty cool. Or even the great white shark, because he came from that shark defense at Mississippi.
Yeah. And I looked at that because at least I wasn't too far off. I called him Peggy because that's how it normally is pronounced, and that's how I've seen it. But I wasn't too far off. You know, people are calling them piggies. I'm like, no. I know that's
no.
So
it looks like Pegus. It looks like Pegus, you know, or Pegus. Like he could be Pegasus, one of one. You know what I'm saying? You never know. And I'm excited though.
The 2 tight end set where we got 2 dynamic tight ends in the game.
Yes.
Chip running that.
He ran it at Ohio State a little bit.
Yeah, that's the difference. And I think it's going to be so much better with a real offensive coordinator.
Yes.
And a real offensive line coach working with the offensive coordinator. And I do have to look. I don't know. I got to figure out, and it's on the website somewhere, who our wide receivers coach is and who our running backs coach is.
Our running backs coach is. I know who our running backs coach is. It's McCullough, and he came from Notre Dame. And you've seen how good their running game has been the past few years.
Okay, good. That's good to know.
I'm not sure about the receivers coach. I know this is funny.
Uh-oh. I hope we didn't lose Jason Dean. If we did, Jason will come back if we lost him. Just saying. Oh my goodness. Jason, if we lost you, please come back, and we will get Jason Dean. I didn't kick him out yet because I don't know whether it's just a momentary freeze. But I like the Jason's Wi-Fi got high, but he'll be back. Jason, come back. I'm gonna put that in there. Oh, I guess it would help if I knew how to type. Okay, come on back, Jason Dean, and we'll wait for him. But while we're waiting, like I said, if you want to come into the show. And I'm glad that the Yankees are kicking the Mets' ass. That I'm very happy about, because obviously as a Phillies fan, when the Mets lose, that's a good thing. Oh, somebody almost had a home run. I don't know who that was. It might have been Schwarber. I saw the catch. There we go. Up. Jason, I there you go. I was waiting on the camera. I was like, we have him, but didn't get it. Okay, now we're back.
Yes, now we're back. As I was saying, John Glenn, who is our linebackers coach, he's from Lackawanna Trail High School up in Pennsylvania. And he graduated a few years after me, but I played against his high school when I was in high school for Carbondale area. Yeah, John Glenn, who was a decent football player in college, and he's a smart kid. He knows his stuff. I'm happy that we got him there. That's pretty cool. That kid from up where I'm from, And I know all you guys have heard of Yogi Roth. He's another one that's from that high school, Lackawanna Trail. Yogi Roth played at Pitt, and I think he's with Seattle now, but he was OC at the wide receivers coach at USC for a little bit.
And he's one of our coaches.
John Glenn is one of our coaches. He's our linebacker coach. Yes, John Glenn.
Yeah. The only John Glenn that I know was the guy who had the right stuff. Was a Marine Corps colonel.
Yes. Hoorah. He went to the moon. Yep, John Glenn, astronaut, American hero.
He didn't go to the moon, though, but he did leave the Earth. Earth. So
he did leave it. Yes.
Yeah, but no, one second, Jay. We were talking about, wide receivers coach is Chris Beatty. That name I know.
Okay.
The former
I know Beatty.
He actually is a damn good wide receivers coach. Coach. Which is why I'm thinking that maybe they still got they might have a flyer out after June 1st, although I don't know why they picked him up. Who's the receiver that was Keenan Allen, right? He's still out there? Or he hasn't been signed.
He's still a free agent.
Yeah. So maybe they're waiting on, or maybe Keenan Allen is just waiting to come in after all of the bullshit camps are done, because people that have been in the league a while, they don't want to go to the bullshit camps. They want to go to the meat and potatoes camps. So maybe he's waiting on the good camps to be there.
Yeah.
McGuire, how you doing there? Come on in over to YouTube. So maybe Keenan Allen, because he does have it's not with just Chris Beatty as the Chargers. He was the Bears wide receiver coach, as Matt Marinovich says. Okay. So he knows how the coach does shit. So I wouldn't be, and Keenan Allen is a Raiders fan from being a kid. So I wouldn't be surprised if we don't get Keenan Allen in here.
I would take a veteran. I'm looking. I like Ramsey. I like, because Reef was saying too. I would see if we could bring in Ramsey. That'd be nice, because you never know with Ramsey. Ramsey might come in, and he's the kind of guy you can plug and play any defense, and I think he can ball. But maybe if we get him for a few years, and then maybe he's starting to get a little bit like not burned, but he's starting to look a little at corner. You can move him to safety. He could have a whole nother career like C. Wood.
Yeah.
And Brad Woodson.
Yeah, he is a ball hawk, and that goes, and that's the bottom line. Somebody who can cover and will get you the ball. And Seawood made that wonderful transition from cornerback to safety. I can see that too.
Defensive player of the year.
What his money constraints are, and I think that's what we're looking at. And he's said that he's wanted to be a Raider for years, but he might be just playing that bullshit card too. So we'll see if Ramsey will put up or shut up on that one. We'll see.
Like Marcus Peters.
Yeah.
That broke my heart. I thought he was going to come in and do something for us because he was an Oakland kid. I think he was from Oakland, and I thought he was going to come in and do something for us, and it just didn't work out. Didn't work out. And me personally, I'd like to give a shout out there to the retirement of Derek Carr. I'm going to say a couple things about DC. It was a love-hate relationship, just like with everybody on the team. We love them when they win. We hate them when we lose. DC was basically our quarterback for 9 years, and we were in the ups with him. The year he was third in the MVP and he broke his leg, and we were in the downs with him when we were 4-12 in those years, where he was fumbling the ball and just throwing the ball up, and and he never like, I'm not going to make excuses for him, but 4 coaches for all these years, all different coordinators, but he was smart. He adapted, I would say.
Yeah.
And it sucks. It sucks that he had to retire, I mean, I hope he comes back to the Raiders, signs that 1-day contract and retires a Raider, because he's a Raider. He played with the Saints. He got hurt. He didn't, he's a Raider. He never had nothing bad to say, as far as I know, about us, about our team. We loved him and he loved this franchise, and he fought tooth and nail for this franchise when he could. He played hurt. He played sick, but, shout out to DC. Shout out to 4.
I will say, and again, it would, first off, it would probably fuck up the montage of my room, but I do still have, I don't know if you saw it, the Derek Carr framed, autographed.
You should.
It's on. It's on. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
he didn't go to the Jokers. He didn't go to the Queeps. He didn't go to the Broncos. He went to the Saints. You know what I mean? He didn't. He wanted to still play, and McDummy destroyed that. And another one, shout out to Hunter Renfrow for coming back to play. I'm glad he got another shot. He's out in Carolina. He lives there. Me personally, I didn't want him back in Vegas. We have guys, we're good. Let Hunter stay there. Let him make a little bit there, make a little bit more money. And help out that team. Put it with them young kids, some young guys that are there. Him and Thielen can do their thing. And they can teach Ted McMillan how to become a real pro.
I agree with you. I mean, there's nobody better to learn under than, and you said it both, Thielen and Hunter Renfrow on that team. It will wide receiver.
No, I think we need a veteran receiver, I think, personally. That's my personal. I think. I would. A Keenan Allen would be nice. I don't even know if there's anybody out there left. I'm not sure who's a veteran that would be out there. But like the kids we have, I can't wait to see Thornton be running past guys on the field. I really can't. That kid is big and fast. He's big and fast. And I think we're going to shock some people this year, Cap, because I know we got a lot of people in the fan base that are, we ain't going to do nothing, probably another 4-12 season. We should have drafted it. Listen, the draft is over. We got who we got. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. I heard one guy say, we didn't draft Shador. It's going to knock us back 20 years. What?
Bullshit.
What? Like, are we serious? Are you serious?
No.
Come on, man. Let's just. I don't know, Matt. I don't know about that. I like Jacoby, but yeah, I don't know. I think one on a vet like a Keenan Allen like that. I think that would help a lot. That's my opinion. Like I said,
isn't Cooper still out there? Is Cooper and Allen, I think, are still out
there. Yeah, Reef. I would like to see Amari come back. I really would. That'd be cool to see him come back to the Raiders. I mean, everybody, well, I still got my Cooper jersey. Well, it's 89 is Bowers now, so
yeah.
He ain't giving up that number. Cooper could go to 19, or he could wear what he wore at Bama. That'd be cool to have Amari back. Amari just wants to play. He don't care about having 1,000 catches. He don't care about scoring 1,000 touchdowns. Just throw him the ball when you can. That's it with him.
So, we do have, and I do agree with you, Jason, is that Jacoby is a vet, but we need a one that actually can project as a one. Because Jacoby's always been the 1A. He's always been the 1A. And he was the one by default when Adams left. And again, he catches everything in sight. Besh catches everything in sight. And I think as of right now, Besh is our starter. Okay. Yeah. Right now, Besh is our starter unless we bring in somebody that will be the grizzled vet at wide receiver. So think
about this with Besh. Besh can play all three, X, Y, and slot. Mm-hmm. And remember, when he was at LSU, he was the number one receiver there. Ahead of Malik Neighbors, ahead of Kayshon Boutte. He was the number one wide receiver at LSU. Think about that. With Malik Neighbors, number 6 pick in the draft. The Giants, the next coming of, I know I'm going back with an old name, the next coming of Phil McConkey.
I like that. But Phil doesn't get enough love. But I tell you what.
I know you did.
Isn't that his son that plays for the Chargers?
I don't think it's his son. Ladd, I don't think Ladd is his son. Don't quote me. I'm not sure, but I don't think it is. And you know who else doesn't get enough credit? The Paisan, Mark Bavaro. Where'd he go to school, Cap? You know where he went to school, Cap.
Yeah, he went to that Notre Dame school. I know about
he went to the Irish, the Italian and the Irish.
Hey, forget about it. I know about Bavaro. What are you talking about?
Forget
Bavaro?
about it. How you been?
I got some asking. Now. I know you're going to be in Houston.
Go ahead.
I know you're going to.
I will be in Houston.
So So let's plan. Aside from any other game, let's plan on that get together with a good meal in Houston.
Absolutely, I got you. Yes, I'm going to be in Indy too. I'm definitely going to Indianapolis.
Okay, and that was my next question. Is there anything else? I might go to Indy, maybe. I'm
going to Indy, and I'm working on possibly. It's going to be tough because Indy's right there. I think I want to go to Washington, D.C.
I'll be in D.C.
I've never been to Washington, D.C. I want to see the Capitol. I want to see all the history. I just want to go. I might go. I might do that. And I mean, if we have a playoff game, if it happens, I will go to that. That'll definitely happen. No matter where, I'll be there.
Okay.
I mean, Jesus, I drove to Cincinnati. I drove 12 hours to Cincinnati.
and see, this is what I'm planning on doing, and maybe I'm probably going to be very I know that I'm going with my boy, and hopefully he's still in there. Okay, Ed Winchell and I are doing Game 4 in Vegas, but this is my plan. I'm driving to New England and driving back, catching a flight for the Monday night game and back on the flight. But remember, it's a day late because it's a Monday night game, so I'm already a day in the hole. Then I'm driving to DC and back.
Jeez.
So I'm going to need.
I can't do crab fest, Reef. I am allergic to shellfish and seafood.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but you can go that weekend. You'll be there. hopefully, and you don't have to be please don't jinx the Knicks. I have to keep it up for
Well, that's your opinion, Creevy. That's your opinion, Creevy. Everybody's entitled.
Yeah, and thank you. Like I said, we had a Charger fan in here, Piano Man. We have Mundungus in here. Hey, I got your Mundungus right here. You know that's what I for sure. And
yeah, you know him, Cap. Cap, you know me. I won't say nothing to nobody that I don't know. Unless they disrespect me, then the gloves are off.
Yeah. Oh, according to Sharif, they do serve non-crab options. You might have to ask them about that.
Okay. Hey, Reef, if you're there, Reef, let me know. Hit me up on Instagram and let me know what games you're going to be at, man. I'll try to get out there to see you, man. I miss you, my brother. I miss you.
I know that Reef is going to be with me up in New England. That much I know.
I can't see. That's busy time at work. I can't get New England off. I can't. I talked to them about it, and I'm like, please let me go to New England. They're like, you're going to get arrested. You're probably not going to be back at work the next couple of days because they're going to arrest you because it's Boston, and you hate Boston.
And you know what? That's a good call. That's a good
because
call.
I will wear my Raider gear with my Yankee hat. I do not care. I don't care about them filthy animals up there. I do not care. It smells like clam chowder and shame.
And shit.
What are you talking about? Go get the car keys.
Hey, where'd you park the car? Where'd you park the car? We need the car. Fucker. I will say this is that I am looking forward to going to, because I have not been to Boston. So I'm gonna go to Gillette. I've never been. Well, I take it back. I took a train down from Maine to go to the Garden, and I said that correctly.
Yes, you did. You said the Garden. You said it right.
Go to the Garden. I saw the Bruins in the Garden because my one of the gals I went to high school with is a Bruins fan. So for her birthday,
I was at Fenway when I was little. I went to Fenway when I was a kid.
I want to go to Fenway. I need to see where that is on the schedule.
No, you don't. You don't need to go to Fenway. They're nothing but pieces. Excuse the language. They're pieces of shit there. The way they talk to like their own players, it's disgusting. I think like they're racist there as hell. I was getting called stuff, and like I'm like I was 9 years old, Cap. I didn't even know what the hell they were calling me. I had the Boston garbage. That's right, Reef. They garbage. Garbage.
Why were they doing racist shit to you? You're a fucking paisan.
Because when I was a kid, I was dark because I tan really, really well. And my Uncle Johnny knocked the guy's teeth out.
I can see that.
I had a beer poured on me from behind and called a couple bad words. My Uncle Johnny got up and said, you that was you? The guy said, yeah, what are you gonna do? Pop. That was it for him. And even the people around. We're sorry. That ain't like my Uncle Johnny. Fuck all you. I'll take this whole fucking stadium on. I was like, yeah, you tell him, Uncle Johnny. Rest in peace.
And yes, they are racist as fuck in Boston, and I will prove it to you.
Yeah, they used to call Mookie Betts, one of their best players of all time. They would be throwing racial slurs at him.
The Boston Red Sox were the very last team in Major League Baseball to integrate. They were the very last team in baseball to integrate, and it was with an outfielder. And I used to have his name, but it was with an outfielder, and that was the guy that they got to integrate. Okay, and it was horrible.
I want to ask.
So,
I want to ask a couple. I want to ask the chat this too. Okay, I know everybody saw the picture of Nicolas Cage and Christian Bale. What did y'all think of the new Madden movie coming up?
I like the premise. Hopefully, the acting is on key.
Well, you know Christian Bale is going to be, because Christian Bale is a psychopath actor.
I'm not worried about Christian Bale. I'm worried about what's his fuck?
Nick Cage. Nicolas Cage. I think he's going to do it justice. I think he respects it enough. He's going to do it justice. I know he hasn't had anything in a while, but I think Nick Cage is going to do it justice. I'm very excited for it. I'll probably have tears. I'll probably cry, which most of us will. I assume most of us will. We're not all tough guys. We can say we're tough guys, but we cry at movies. I have. Y'all cried at Brian's song, The Older Cats. And for us young guys, y'all cried at the program when Alvin Mack broke his leg and his years were over.
I didn't cry at the program.
I did when Alvin Mack got hurt.
I cried at Brian's song. And
yes, Brian's song.
You have Billy D. Williams playing Gale
and James Caan.
James Caan playing Brian Piccolo. You got to cry. You got to cry. So
Cap, I cried during The Notebook, so everybody's gonna flame me for that, but that's okay.
I've never seen The Notebook.
I've seen it a billion times. I can recite it word for word. It's ridiculous. It's one of my guilty things. It's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah, that's one of the few movies, because you know me, I'm a movie guy. That's one of the few movies. That's one of the few movies that I can say, yeah, I never saw it.
It's a great movie. It's a love story. That's basically what it is. He tells the story of his life with his wife who has Alzheimer's and doesn't remember him. So he tells her the story of their love and how they met and everything, but she doesn't know it. It's awesome. It's such a great movie. They have kids. She doesn't know. Yeah.
Okay. So basically it's a better made version of the movie with Adam Sandler and the blonde chick. 51st
Dates. It's not like a comedy. It's a romance movie. It's not a rom-com. It's a romance. Yeah.
It's a better version of 51st Dates. Okay.
I absolutely love it. All right, let's get off the movies. Let's get back to Raider football and get our man card back.
Okay.
But like I said, I really do. I enjoyed the draft. I liked it a lot. I liked all the guys we picked. Would I have picked maybe one or two different? I don't know. Maybe one. But that's about it.
Who would you not have picked? I know that's
probably.
It's like 24.
I know it like Tonka. I would have went after a corner, another one, but we got Mello Dotson, and that's another one. Mello Dotson, it might end up being a starter by mid-year. Just saying. Like, how did them two corners from Kansas, Mello Dotson and Kobe Bryant, not get drafted? It was a travesty. Those two kids were good for Kansas. They can ball. Mello Dotson's going to learn from the best defensive backs coach around. He's going to learn how to play the game, and that's what we want. We want these guys, So I'm excited for Mello Dotson as well. Plus, Ja Joyner. Remember the name, Ja Joyner, the defensive end from Minnesota. Remember that name, everybody. All right, Cap. I got to get going. Thank you for letting me come on, and I'll come on with you again. We'll talk more. We'll definitely talk more, Cap. Chat, Raider Nation, I love you. See you soon. Demon King out.
And wear that smile because it looks good on you.
That's right. Stay positive, everybody. Love you.
All right. Take care. Thank you for coming in there, Jason Dean, a.k.a. the man. Now I'm looking like, okay, I'm have some of I'm over here on the what is it, the Phillies game. And I got the sound thing on where you can actually hear the words. I got to turn that off because I'm missing some stuff. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I know. The Mets are losing. Yay! And the Phillies are, it's first and third at the bottom of the fifth with no outs. And so, I mean, they'd have to really, really screw up. I'm not going to jinx it. I'm not going to jinx it. Okay. Let the wind sail until the autumn wind carry. Thank you there, Super Omicron. I can't wait. I got all of my, except for one, all my Vegas dates are locked in. The one thing that is different this year is I will not be staying at the Alara for any of those dates. I will not be staying at the Alara for any of those dates. So that's going to be weird for me. Remember, it'll be where Memorial Day hats. No. It's not Memorial Day. Not Memorial Day hats. It's salute the service, I believe. Or yeah, I think it's the military thing. It's not Memorial Day hats. I think it's military, basic military memorial. So yeah, they might be tying in. But yeah. And who asked me how I like the draft? I love the draft. Because again, we went and got people we needed at the positions we needed and again, if you missed the first hour of the show, shame on you, but that's what's great about YouTube is that you can go back and watch it. So if you missed any of this, go back. Yes, and Omicron, I said this. I know about Dante Thornton. Okay. 4.33 at 6'5", and he doesn't drop past 4.33. And he can catch. And what people don't remember is that, and Sharif does, because he backed me on this. Cliff Branch couldn't catch a cold his first 2 years. And it took until the end of year 2, the end of year 3 for Cliff Branch to become who he needs. And I was going to say, the point is that, they're going to fuck over this inning. So now it's 2 outs. At least Rojas is on third. Oh my goodness. So they got caught in a rundown. At Sosa in a rundown. So they're on. At least Rojas made it. Okay, yeah. Rojas went all the way to third. Thank God. And Besh, like you said, Besh was the receiver at LSU. So we're gonna be well there. Now, since I'm here and I haven't done it already, I need to remind you guys and gals, mates and wenches. This is the 30-year anniversary of the black hole. 30-year anniversary of the black hole. If you've never been a member of the black hole, this is the year. 30-year anniversary. Remember, you get your black hole membership. It's a one-time membership, and it's a lifetime membership. This is the year to get it. You're in. You're a lifetime member. The black hole has got a lot of good things that are they're planning. Trust me. I go to the president's meeting. No, the black hole app is not up yet, Jimmy Farrell. It's not up yet. But when the app does get up, okay, Harper, you better fucking do something. when the app does come up, it's going to be your one-stop shop of what's going on for the Raider games. There's going to be black hole events up in Fremont, right? There's a black hole store. There's obviously the Saturday night events at Eye Candy at I can't remember which hotel that is. So they got the Saturday night events. They have the events, like I said, up at Fremont, the Fremont Experience. They're gonna have that drop. Good. Harper gets a single. Thank God. Drives in a run. Thank you. And that's his 1,000th career RBI. 1,000 career RBI. So thank you, Bryce Harper. Thank you, Bryce Harper. Drives in the run. But black hole membership, get it. One-time payment, lifetime membership. There's going to be an app where you can get great things. It tells you what's going on for Philly, for Raiders fans. And you get your discounts on great stuff. Please be sure to get your black hole membership. Lawn care, nothing to do but to do it. Okay, yeah. I tell you what, in Clayton, like I said, we've had like Clayton, we had Mundungus in here. Now we have Clayton in here. Clayton, I'm considering going to Wisconsin for the Eagles at Packers game. I'm considering doing that. So might want to hook a brother up and pick me up at the airport if I get out there. So I will hopefully be able to do that. Raider Dad joined over there on Instagram. Thank you, Raider Dad. I'm going to give you a wave. Tracy Tucker, Mayor. Yeah, I was going to say, Ken Clark, good to see you, brother. I'm doing good tonight, and I hope we do meet up soon. Dart is Herbert Jr. I think so. I think Jackson Dart's going to be the guy. Captain, you're not going to the Jimmy Farrell. Yeah, I'm going to all the games. But I might be selling. It depends upon all the home games. I'm slated to go to all the home games, but I might be selling my 2 tickets to get a 1 ticket. We'll see, but I'm going to all the home games as of right now. I got all my hotel rooms for those games as of right now, so we'll let it be known there. I am slated to go to New England for game 1. I am slated to go to DC for game 3. I am slated to go to Houston. I am now going to Kansas City. So there's that game. I may go to the Chargers game. Maybe. I was talking to a gentleman today about acquiring his ticket. Clayton, no. The one game that I know I'm not going to is Denver. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you a couple of reasons why. Clayton, I know we've discussed this. Bronco fans in Colorado are fucking assholes for the most part. I know Bronco Babe. I know Mary Brandon. I know Fireman Rob. The fans that I know, the ones that dress, and a couple other ones, they're awesome. Okay, but the 98% of the rest of the fans there are fucking assholes. That's reason 1. Reason 2 is it's a Thursday night game. It's a Thursday night game. So that's the other reason. So I'm not going to go to Denver. Yeah, a bunch of doctors. The best needs to be the dude. I think he will be the dude. Chip Kelly being the OC, that would be great. But again, we will see. I'm glad that you had a chance to stay with myself and Miss Peggy for the first hour, talking about the reimagining of the missed the Grand Slam by about 10 feet. But anyway, this Friday night surprise show, I hope you enjoyed it. Ed Winchell, I hope you're right. Hot Neil, good to see you in here. Anthony, and he is a great OC. Again, thank you for everybody that's here. Raider Drox, we're winning 6 or 7 games. Anyone says we're winning 10 games. And I kind of agree with that. I think that we're gonna the bottom line is 7. I think we can win 8. But we'll see. I think we can win 8. Who is that? That's you got a bandana and smoking a cigarette, Raider Drox. Who is that behind you? That's a funny picture. But again, thank you for being here. We will be back Sunday for the regular Captain Jack show. Y'all take care. Have a great rest of the weekend. And yeah, Raider Nation. Take care. I'm going to do my outro. Y'all be well. Oh, I forgot. I don't have an outro because I'm in the wrong studio. So I got to get that done. Take care, everybody. We'll see you on the next broadcast. Yard.